Hey everybody, come along with me. I'm going to find a good way to put that extra hour of daylight after work with the time change to use. Going to launch here. If you looked in the background as I was launching, there's about 3 or 4 trucks, I think 4 guys out. Managed to get away on a flight earlier than I could, so I had to let the trims out, go full fast, and speed up as fast as I could. Took me about 5 miles to catch them, I think. Finally caught them in the air and got to start playing around, chasing them a little bit. There's a sand quarry. There's quite a few of these around our area where we fly. It's always fun to get down, and if the winds aren't too bad, the rotor's not too bad, just to get down and play in some of this area. Other thing that we have lots of in Texas, of course, is oil wells. So here there's a couple, looks like, drilled from the same surface pad location here, and some tanks. It looks like these guys have been here a while. Not operating at the moment. Maybe they're on a timer, I'm not sure, but cruise by and check them out. So we headed north and following the buddy. Not sure where he was going this time, but this was about as far north as I have gone from that particular launch site. Get in a little bit of sneak in a little water foot drag. I kind of like to do it in that 1-inch water, 1-inch deep water. Kind of minimizes the risk. I'll just have a muddy mess if things don't go right, but no drowning potential. But here was our turnaround point. We went up to 290. If anybody, the Katy folks, local flyers may know where that is, but it's about, I think I measured on the map, 17, 18 miles to get there, and here we are headed back. Right about this point, I think we both looked at each other and thought, hey, let's do a wing bump. We were just cruising back to our LZ, but I was trim neutral. I guess Roger had the idea a little earlier. He must have trimmed slow, so our speeds were pretty mismatched. And he was giving me hand signals. You know, all the previous times we'd done wing bumps were much earlier in my flying career, if you will. Roger's I call him my mentor, not my instructor per se, but in all the previous times, the arrangement was I would fly straight and level and let him do all the work. And this time he was kind of indicating, hey Gary, why don't you go ahead and he would fly straight and level, and I would do most of the maneuvering. But because I cruised right on by with the trim set, didn't quite work out that way. He had to do a lot of work to kind of get around and catch back up. I was trimmed slow. Once I trimmed slow, he still had to catch back up to me. And so here you'll see us maneuvering in, and ended up, I think, both of us did a little bit of steering, although Roger probably did more than me, I suppose. Either way, you'll see here we got it accomplished, and big grin on my face at the end. You can see my big grin. It was a pretty gentle wingtip touch, but hey, it counts. We're just gonna bring it home. Pass by one of the parks we buzz, the water retention ponds there, and just really at this point I was just admiring the sun going down and the sky, really beautiful. There's Roger cruising across it. I guess the 2 or 3 other guys had already made it back to the LZ, so it was time to come in for a landing. Here's a question for those all 3 of you guys that are watching my videos. Yeah, that includes you, Mom. Do you guys enjoy seeing my landings like this, and the takeoffs, I suppose? you know, any suggestions or thoughts about different views. You know, I got a 360 camera sitting out in front, and basically I'm in the editing, I'm making it rotate around and kind of watch me as I land. Seems like that's the most interesting view, but hey, if you got a different thought, you think I ought to try something different, let me know, and maybe I'll try to change it up on a future video, see how that goes. Coming in for a landing, and we got a spectator as always when we fly this particular location. Somebody comes over, is interested. You know, personally, I always really enjoy talking to folks that are interested. You know, try to get them, make sure they're convinced that they should get good instruction, and just give them a little bit of heads up of what's going on, and try to convey just how awesome it is. You know, with the footage I'm going to leave you with, flying with the sunset, and just how much I love doing this hobby. For this one, everybody, take care and have a good one.